Hey guys, this is Wavejump Hill. Wavejump Hill. Hey guys, it's Wavejump here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I am back for another command block tutorial, and before we hop into this, I just wanted to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers. If you haven't seen my video already, titled Help 100 Subscribers Edition, there will be a link to it down below in the description, and it was the video right before this, in case I forget. But essentially I asked for your feedback, and thank you all. What I also wanted to mention is, really quick, I am planning on opening a server for my subscribers, so that's probably going to be out in the next couple months, but it will require a little bit of development and making sure everything's okay, and I still have some decisions to make on, for example, how I'm going to go about possibly allowing command blocking, but, most likely I won't be able to allow command blocking because, I don't want my server killed. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna hop into the video tonight. Now, anyways. So today is episode 10. We are going to be covering Particle, Playsound, and Seed. So far, we have covered a lot of different things. I'm not even gonna say them all anymore because there are so many. But yeah, this is episode 10, and one thing I did notice, by the way, was around episode 5 was when I hit 50 subscribers, and around episode 10 was when I hit 100 subscribers, which is pretty interesting, isn't? So anyways, we're going to go ahead over here, and I actually made another little platform. Actually, sorry, I edited our platform over here, and kind of made it suitable for our needs. Also, I'm going to turn off my volume for a minute until we go over Playsound, because if I don't do that, then we will have a couple of issues. But yeah, alright, so the first thing we're going to go over is Particle. And Particle, you'll notice the syntax is Particle, the player name. So in my case, or sorry, that's particle name, not player name. So particle name, here are all the different particles. You can just press tab to see all them. One of them that I do really like is large explosion, just because it's cool, or large explode. You have the X, Y, and Z coordinates, so I'll just say where I am right now. X, Z, Y, D, and Z, D are the radius around you. So how many X's around there. So if you want it to be have a chance of spawning this in a certain direction, then you could do that. Currently, I'm going to set them all to 0, which means they'll spawn at my exact location. Speed is pretty much self-explanatory. It's speed especially if you are planning to make it some fancy animations and stuff. Count how many of them, so I can make 50 explosions if I wanted to. Mode. So this part's pretty important because most of you won't really know what it is. So you're going to have two options for mode, normal and force. I'm going to recommend force, but let me explain to you exactly what this means. Alright, so what normal mode means is I'll just simply spawn into this, the particle, and it's perfectly fine. But what you will know is sometimes you'll notice in Minecraft, you'll be able to see some blocks, but the particle doesn't show unless you're close enough to it. So force essentially means that no matter what your render distance and particle setting is, if you're close enough, you'll still see it, which I think is pretty important. So I recommend using force if you want people using your map to see it. Then, of course, you have player and parameters, but I'm not going to be going over parameters in this episode. So yeah, right here, particle note. So you'll see what note is in just a second. 2 blocks above this command block, at its location, we're going to do it once with the speed of 1. Normally, and to everyone. So you'll notice here, for some reason also, usually the first time I press it, nothing happens. You'll notice it is spawning notes above the command block, and I did not mean to break that. But yeah, anyways, so that particle is pretty simple. Here we go again. So at 45,135, which is over there, we are going to be creating a large explode. Again, we're not changing the radius at all, so you always want to spawn in the exact same spot. Speed of 1, and number is 10 and normal. So you'll notice here, I didn't even specify a player. You do not have to specify a player, but I do it anyway. But yeah, that's particle in a nutshell. It's a very easy command. It's just kind of difficult to play around with it first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to be putting particles everywhere without a problem. Alright, so the next thing that we are going to be going over is Playsound, and the first thing I'm going to be doing before we go over Playsound is going over through my music and sound settings. Alright, so currently, you'll notice, all of my sliders are off. So theoretically, I should not be able to hear anything in game, right? Well, nope. So what's pretty interesting about Playsound here? Okay, first off, here's the syntax for it. So Playsound, then you list these sounds. So of course you could have entity.player.burp, entity.note.bassdrum, entity.zombie.death. Then you're going to do the source. So this is how you can cause some trickery for the player. So, for example, a player's volume sliders may be all at 0%, but the master volume may be at 100%. So if you set it to master, they'll still hear it, which is pretty interesting. Again, the player name, the location, and I'll go over that in a little bit. The volume, which has to be between 0 and 1. The pitch, which is between 0 and 2. So I'm going to actually pitch of 0, so it stays normal. And minimum volume, which is the minimum volume. Oh, and actually, sorry, I meant to do 1, because that's a lower pitch than normal. Alright, anyways, so yeah, that's a pretty simple way to use it. Alright. And right here you can see we are playing Minecraft Note Block Pling, using the master volume slider to Wavejump games. Now if I click on this one right here, I hear nothing. It's because we're using the voice slider. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to music and sounds and turn voice on, and bam. And I could put this in any other category, blocks, whatever. Voice was just the easiest, so I wouldn't have any conflicting sounds. And then here you'll notice there's basically the same thing as the other one, except for it's slightly higher pitched. And my minimum volume is 0.1, which I will show you in a minute. Alright, so currently you'll notice you hear bing right there, but if I try and activate it from here, you'll notice it's much quieter. But you'll notice now, if I go back here and just change this back to 1, I will always hear it at full volume wherever I am. As you can tell, that was much louder than before. And yeah. So actually, if you've ever been on Mineplex, you'll know that when the game starts, there's some noises. Here's just a basic recreation of that in command blocks. I mean, obviously the timing's off a little bit, but as you could tell, it's really easy to do it. All these are the play sounds, and actually I use the same play sounds from over here. So yeah, guys, so that's those first 2 commands. The last command we had to cover was seed, and then I'm going to go over a quick viewer question and continue on. Alright, here. So the seed command is a very simple command, and the seed command is right here. So basically what the seed command does is it spits out, oh my gosh, I just got a comment on my video, which is it's a very old video. It's kind of ironic. I need to recreate that one soon later. Anyways, yeah, so what is a world seed, you may be asking? Well, we're going to actually exit out of our world for that. Alright, so when creating a new world, and let's just call it seed testing, you'll have a very specific seed. So in my case, I'm going to leave the seed as Wavejump Games. And I'm not going to change any settings. So you'll notice here as this world generates, once it generates actually, it will have a very specific look. And that seed will actually be equivalent to a number. So you could use text, but that text will always turn into a number. So guys, of course, I'm not going to bother with pasting this specific seed in the description because, yeah, so anyways, yeah, now you'll notice if I do /seed, I have this specific number, and I have this pretty cool looking forest area. And actually, I didn't try out the seed yet, but I think I might have to use it for a world at some point. But now you'll know what's interesting is if I create a new world, and again, I use the seed Wavejump Games, I'm going to end up with the exact same world. Now, I'm not saying that if you build on a seed, all the other seeds will have that building. It just means what it naturally generates as. So, it's pretty interesting. And, yeah, so you'll notice I'm back in the same exact world I was in just a minute ago, and it's a pretty dang cool command to know, but obviously we're not going to be spending our command block tutorial on that world, so I'm just going to delete it for now. So seed is a pretty easy command. Wow, that world loaded fast. But the viewer question was from Ryan Wong, who I helped out on a nice little map for a little while, and that was about title times. So with title, you have title, player, title, whatever. But times, for some reason, I'm not sure why, were every single time resetting every time the round was to be rejoined. And here is my recommendation. I did have to think about it for a little bit. Kind of forgot to reply to the comment, but Ryan, I'm pretty sure you're watching this anyway. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in title times title Wavejump games times, and I'm gonna just set to 111, and then over on this side I'm gonna do title whatever I want it to be, and then I could just go ahead here and play it. And essentially what I'm doing, and I need to do, I forgot there's this weird JSON formatting in 1.9 plus. Yeah, I notice that the times are the same every time. So you won't have this issue because every time you run the title command, if you have this beforehand, it should be fine. It actually looks kind of cool. I do like that. So yeah, if you wanted to know how to do that, there's how to do that. And so I'm going to, just for a second, talk about the fact that I have subscribers. Alright, so thanks for subscribing if you are subscribed already. If not, please subscribe, and you'll find more awesome content like this weekly every single Wednesday. Alright, so first off, yeah, again, thank you. And server. So I'm working on a server, and I need your input. So currently I'm in the middle of making it, and I have a couple of questions. First off, would you like a multiverse world? And the way this works is I might have, okay, imagine here each block is a world, right? And each block represents a different world. So I might have one world which is just survival world, which I will probably have some moderation on, but this will be like a survival world where all of you get to collaborate and build. Another world will be a creative world, a creative plot world specifically, and another world will be a creative free build, which is where everyone can build, and I'm missing a D. But so I'm thinking of doing a server like that, but my other question is to you viewers, what would you like any criteria to have to get into the server? I mean, if you were one of the people who helped suggest the server, I would love to do that. But my question is, do you want me to, say, for example, create an application similar to Game Mode 4 for people who want to be in the server? Because I think that would be something that would be extremely helpful, because then if, I'll be able to deny people if they're like, I'm just going to go on this server because I want world edit. So there's another thing. Someone asked if I could give world edit to every single person on that server. Look, as much as I wish every single server gave world edit to everyone, that's not possible, because if I gave world edit to everyone, everybody could just turn the world into a void, and it would just be insane. But yeah, the creative worlds, by the way, will be in creative mode. So like, you will default be in creative mode, you can't switch out of it. And survival world will just be in survival world, you can't switch out of it. But I think I'm talking too much about this. Just give me feedback down in the comment section below. And again, give me suggestions for what commands you want to see featured next. I am also going to probably in the next couple months start releasing advanced command block tutorials. I just am trying to figure out if I want to change my beginner command block schedule, because because they might take a little bit longer to create, and obviously more videos means more work, and since the summer's ended, it'll be interesting. Anyways, guys, I'm finally gonna end off this episode, so I hope you guys have enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like down below as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.